and welcome to the UCI Mountainbike Eliminator World Cup, coming to you from Aalen in Germany with me, Emma Martin.
And me, Matt Payne.
Well, with Kraus and Sukapolova leading the World Cup standings, how will they fare today? Before we find out, let's go in with Marion Fromberger.
We are in Germany. We are here in Aalen for the UCI Mountainbike World Cup. Wir bringen Mountainbiken direkt zu den Kids. Mit Schulaktionen und ganz viel Spaß auf zwei Rädern. Denn Begeisterung beginnt am besten da, wo man sie selbst erleben kann. Und wer einmal angefangen hat, der braucht natürlich auch Platz zum Fahren. Deshalb legalisieren und entwickeln wir in Aalen ein vielseitiges Trailnetz. Unser Ziel? Fahrradfahren für alle. Aalen bewegt sich, nachhaltig und zukunftsorientiert.
Guys,
Hi. A bit more down, no?
Thank you, Mama.
Hello guys, my name is Tito Gagné, the world champion in Mountainbike Eliminator, and we are here to introduce you the track of the most iconic races of the season, World Cup in Aalen. Sun is shining, people will be there, so I think it's gonna be hot and cool. So yeah, come with me. Okay guys, we are now on the road links going USA Bridge.
No, nice bridge and nice climb to kill the legs at the beginning of the track.
And we are here in the GER jump, so 2 obstacles in a row. It's got Volkswagen drop, huge drop over the car. The car is the new ID3 Neo. Yeah, you need to be brave and to have big balls. And here, this is the Lotto Wave. Not the hardest obstacle, but just after the big Volkswagen drop. And this is now the Garden Street, the quiet part of the track. Wow, typical German street. Beautiful! 3 meters, but it feels like 10 meters, huh? This is the last straight line. So when you are in the front and in the position to win the race, it's full of emotion. Last sprint! It's turning the left, turning the left!
Well, 1 lap of that course in the qualifications in the individual time trial. 2 laps for the main racing later. Gaitor Maynard topping the table in the women's qualification early, but take a look at how close that was. Just 1.5 seconds separating the top 4 riders. And Adela Pernica in 4th place, the European champion. So you can just see how hard that racing out there is. But we're going to go in and hear from Marion Fromberger first, before the racing starts today.
Marion, what a wonderful day. Such an amazing crowd at your home race on home soil. A beautiful, emotional day to ride.
Of course, yeah. I was looking forward to this day since weeks. Now the day is there, and I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to race in front of our home crowd.
15,000 people. Is that something that makes you nervous or something that gives you wings?
Of course, nervosity is there because it's a World Cup and I really want to perform in front of my home crowd even more. But yeah, it gives me so much more power. Everybody asks us if we have a special thing, and of course, it pushes us to the finish line, and I'm really looking forward to race in front of them.
3rd best time in trial. How did you feel on track?
So actually I take it a bit easy in the time trial to make no stupid mistakes. I know that I can do it to the I will qualify it if I do a sovereign race, and yeah, I was taking it a bit easy over the big obstacles to make it smooth and reach the finals in a good way.
I know you're a big fan of Lado Fumic, a former best German rider. What's your impression of Marion?
So I think you're looking fit like always. So how are you feeling for today's race? So even when you stand up in the morning, when you get up, so you get a feeling. How is it?
So the feeling is good. The power is there, and yeah, and now the emotions bring me to the finish line. So I'm really happy to race now.
Okay, so good luck. Huh?
Yeah. It seems that the second place is your favorite spot in the season. Everybody here wants that the streak will be broken.
So I really want to reach the top 3, the podium. It's my big aim for today. And really enjoying the home crowd, the home soil, that everybody's here cheering my name. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Now it's your chance to greet your German fans in German into the camera.
So, hallo an alle deutschen Fans. Vielen Dank, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt. Ich freue mich aufs Rennen. Ich hoffe, ihr auch. Gebt alles, auch vorm Screen. Wir kriegen alles Positive mit und da freuen wir uns drauf. Danke.
Good luck for you.
Und danke an alle Helfer, die das überhaupt möglich gemacht haben. Also, ihr seid einfach alle fantastisch.
Thank you, good luck.
Well, Marion Fromberger lying second in the World Cup Series standings at the moment. The men's racing is up first. In the time trial earlier on, it was Hauser from GER and Klemenchek, but just 0.4 of a second separated those riders. It was so tight. In the 8th finals, the qualifications on your screen at the moment, you can see the riders progressing to the quarterfinals. The big news is that Eddie Molnar is out in the 8th finals today. It really is, well, it's a big shock for him because he took 3rd place in that World Cup in round 2. The riders are down in the start area, 15 seconds on that board. That board will walk across very, very shortly, and then it is the notification to the riders that it is 15 seconds any time to that whistle going. So in that first heat, Ben Luckman from Hauser, Gegenheimer and Mate. Those will be the 4 riders in Heat 1. They're down there in the start at the moment and awaiting that whistle.
In der Hitze vor der Startbox 15 Sekunden. Letztes Zeichen. Wir sind bereit. Und Aalen. Alles konzentriert auf Simon gegen.
So the board goes across. You can see that we have Ben Luckman, Gegenheimer, Hauser and Mate. The riders lined up from left to right, and they start absolutely critical going on the sound of the whistle. Big local favourite Simon Geiger, all in black, squeezes his way to the front as they go underneath the tunnel. They're going to come onto the bridge.
They are indeed, and it was Fromberger from Klemenchek. Those were the 2 winners last year here. So Fromberger taking the women's, Klemenchek taking the men's. Who's going to take it in 2026? The competition has been on fire through the earlier World Cup rounds.
So we're waiting for the air time they get coming down into that, and then very quickly into the wave jump. The rider's looking for enough momentum to clear all 3 on the way down, smoothly done into the narrows at the moment. Gegenheimer leading out, Ben Luckman into Hauser at the moment in the danger zone of being taken out of this competition, along with Mate. Mate coming onto the back wheel, big drop down again, huge gap, and now the power goes down. Gegenheimer weaves to the left, Mate goes to the right, he goes around Hauser, goes around Luckman. He's going to come in. Is he going to hold number 1? He is. Oh, they dive around that turn. It is an absolutely blistering quick move. Mate at the back there. Zakis goes in hard. He gives it the beat. Now he's leading. Gegenheimer in, and Hauser has just held 3rd place. No Ben Luckman at the moment in shot, in sight, and it looks like that issue there, that elbow, that little flick, and he's down out the way of these riders. 3 riders left, 2 to go through. On to our big VW drop, and down they go, and Gegenheimer has been pushed back by Hauser. What can Gegenheimer do? He won't want to go out now. All 3 round, and Gegenheimer in. Oh, he shuts the door on Mate. Mate's gone from the back of the group to the front of the group to the back of the group again. So now Hauser is in the lead position. Gegenheimer in a position to go through. What can Mate do? He's done it once on the straight. Can he do it again? Big kick coming from Mate Zakis, but it's not gonna be his day today. Hauser through, Gegenheimer through. Some real sharp elbows out there on course, so no quarter given turns. Hauser, though, he went through a relatively clean run by him on the way into the next round.
Well, Mate went from the back to the front to the back again, and Ben Luckman getting caught out on an innocuous set of barriers. The front wheel, back wheel just flicked, and he just caught that barrier with that back wheel going out onto lap 2. Really unlucky. But racing is racing, and it's eyeballs out here in Aalen, Germany. It's a cracking course, and the corners for me, rather than bands. The features are what really makes this. Take a look at that, pedal came out, shoe comes out the pedal, and then that is a big problem for Ben Luckman.
It looked like on the replay that we actually saw that front wheel just flip and the tyre come off there.
Quarterfinals are in the books.
Now.
It was a really tough one.
Wow, I'm so done. What a crazy heat. A lot of position changes and a sprint to the finish. It was a crazy final.
And that means you weren't able to save some energy?
Not at all. It was a full sprint from start to finish. The last overtaking in the third corner was the important move. I think without I hadn't enough power to do it on the finish. So yeah, I need to do more of that.
Aalen is so special for you. Why?
Aalen is my home. You can see the emotions here. The spectators going wild. It's just crazy to compete here in front of the home crowd. Yeah, I really enjoyed year per year. Just can say thank you, Aalen.
Last year it was a decision by a centimeter. What do you expect? Will it be the same this year, and is it a final with you?
Yeah, last year was a crazy final. Never experienced something like this before, and when we see this heat now, was almost crazy at this one. So Aalen is a perfect race for stunning racing, for great and crazy racing. So I'm looking forward for the same.
What are your legs telling you right now?
Sorry, my legs?
What are your legs?
They are burning and hate me. But yeah, that's racing. That's why we are here. And I try to recover for the next one.
Good luck for the semi-finals.
Well, recovery incoming for Simon Gegenheimer, the home athlete in that men's competition. It was indeed eyeballs out. It's like asking an 800-metre runner, Matt, to run 4 800-metre races in the space of 20 minutes. It's just outstanding, the quality of the athletes we've got in this field. The second heat lining up, and we have another 4 fabulous athletes here on the screen. Van der Steen in 1, Vol in 2, Lind in 3, and Corverel in 4.
Now Lind is the rider that's got the big power out at the start, and he's using it to good effect. You race to your strengths, you train your weaknesses. I'm not sure he's got many weaknesses, but at the moment his strength is definitely that race start. Edwin Lind leading this through, taking the right-hand turn. Vol looking to try and move up here, but this is going to be key. Keep in position and keep your head cool, calm and collected whilst everybody's throwing everything they've got at you around the turns. Remember, 2 riders will go through from this heat, from this round onwards. 2 are eliminated. You can just see the moves starting to be made there, but it doesn't stick, and it shows you how good that move from Gegenheimer was that he talked about in interview, because it's one thing making the move, it's another making it stick, and Gegenheimer made it stick, and that was what counted when it came to going through. At the moment, the pressure on behind as the riders come through. Lind is going to lead them through at the moment. Behind, the chase is on. Can they get back in touch with the leaders? Lind and Corverel, the 2 likely to go through. Van der Steen at the moment not in the mix. What can they do about this as they come over the turns here? Lind still holding position. The pressure comes on now from the side here, and you can just see Van der Steen starting to pressure Vol out of the picture. Let's see what's going to happen coming into the big jump. They're going to come into sight. Will Lind still be in P1? He is. He's leading this out, but now comes the charge. Now comes the move, and is Lind going to be put into trouble? No, he's not. They're side by side. It's shoulder to shoulder. They are elbow to elbow, and that is no quarter given there by Lind. The charge came. He got shoulder barged on the way in. If you can do that to me, I can do that back, says Lind, and he did in style. Pushing towards the barriers, not leaving any room, and now we're starting to see more desperate moves coming in as they come into the line. Who's going to go through? It's looking good for Lind. It's not looking so good behind. It's going to be Lind who goes through. It's going to be Van der Steen who goes through. Romain Corverel is going to go out, and Justin Wall will have to wait to fight another day.
I mean, Edward Lind was world champion last year, and Jarno van der Steen going shoulder to shoulder, elbow elbow to elbow with him. That's a rider to pick, to have some argy-bargy out there on the course on the Mountainbike Eliminator. Edward Lind did what he does best. He time trials away from the front and then leaves everybody else to catch him. It got close as they got on to that second lap, but then he pushed on and went clear. He's all or nothing, is Edward Lind, and when he's on form, he's a rider on form and one to watch.
And Lind there, quite happy to let Van der Steen come back in when they came back into the end of the race, but not on the race route.
Well, Tito Perrin-Gagné, the world champion, stripes P1. Lucchini in 2, Zagar in 3, and Aalen in 4. That's the next heat that's lining up today.
So who will take this out? We've seen Perrin-Gagné leave it to the last minute here. We've seen him take away some fantastic race victories here as well. This is the time to see, does he make it count? He didn't have a great time trial. He's been pushed down into 3rd position, and Aalen is pressurizing him to put him back even further as they go on to our bridge. At the moment, you can just see the world champion with room to move, but at the moment, has to move up and through here. Zagar looking good at the front here. We're going to see who comes into sight first, who's going to be holding position. Over they go into the drop down here, and at the moment it's certainly looking like Lucchini holding that 2nd position is the one that's going to come into a real pressure here. Zagar looking like he may be under pressure too if they make their way up there. Who's going to get there though? At the moment, Aalen not in a contention place that's going to get him in and through. He's not even in contention at the moment. He's drifting off the back on that landing as we see Perrin-Gagné continuing to push. Here we go, out onto the next lap. You can see at the moment Zagar in 2nd position behind Lucchini is taking a real battering here. He's not able to take the front. 2nd in the time trial means nothing if you can't get yourself out of trouble, and he is in trouble because he's within the sights of Perrin-Gagné, who we know on that last straight is likely to launch a massive sprint if he doesn't on the left turn after this jump. So we're going to go over here. We're going to drop down. It will turn left. We will then go right. This is a critical moment going into the wave. This is where Perrin-Gagné's teammate Gegenheimer made the move. This time round, Perrin-Gagné not doing so, but he's holding position through the narrows, down past the gardens, through round the bars. They turn onto the final straight. It's now or never. Drive, get the momentum, get the timing right on the drop. Can Perrin-Gagné get himself through? Now comes the world champion. He's up against Zagar. Can he get past Zagar? He's on the side, he pushes through. I think at the last minute he's taken Lucchini. He has by point. Oh my goodness me, it's by 0.11 of a second.
Wow, what a move. And I tell you something, the world champion is retiring from mountain biking this summer, and he's retiring in style here in Aalen. He's retiring wearing the rainbow bands, and what a move today. He could not discredit them on his final race here in Aalen, and what a move on that finishing straight. He was a long way back coming in off that drop, and the push, the drive for the line, absolutely superb. Perrin-Gagné and Zagar progressing to the semi-final.
And you can just see on this drop down there the power that he was able to engage. He was pedaling the moment he hit that ramp. He drove through from there, and it pushed him from 3rd into 1st. He qualifies in 1st place. It might be only by a 100th of a second, but it counts, and he's through.
Well, it does indeed, and down in the pen, the European champion, you can see wearing that blue starred band. Klausmann in 1, Kraus in 2, Klemenchek in 3, Konaki in 4. Now Kraus, should I say, leading the World Cup Series at the moment.
So Kraus with work to do as he moves in. He's going to slot into potentially 4th place here. The World Cup leader as we left Gdynia in Poland. Alongside the water there, we're now in Aalen. We're going to make our way around these turns, and at the moment you can see Klemenchek leading this through. Behind him you have got the wheels the shape of Klausmann, who is a quick rider. You can never discount him from making moves in the strangest of places at the moment. He's just a little off the pace of Klemenchek to move up, and he's under pressure. You can just see immediately behind him. Louis Kraus into third from fourth place, going around Shishnaki at the moment, but it's going to be key what happens coming off the drops, coming down in towards our finish. We're just going to see who will come into sight first. Up over the top, it's going to be the European champion leading this out with 1 lap done and 1 lap to go. And now a big move comes from the back. Shishnaki wants to go through, and they've all gone over the top here of Klausman at the moment. Klausman, oh, so close on the bars there. Kraus nearly got taken out. They went wide. He didn't have position. He hadn't got his bars in front, and it meant that he had to back off. So it's now a real change on the positions 2 and 3 here. This is going to be critical. Klemenchek, European champion, staying clear of trouble, staying clear of the attentions of the riders behind. It's a 10-metre gap at least now, nearly 12 metres between him and the riders behind. Shishnaki up on the inside now. So we're going to take a little bit of a look. Can he do this? He's got to come back. He's not going to, and Kraus has moved his way right the way through. He made that move. I expected Shishnaki to shut the door on him. He didn't, and that has meant that the gap has opened up. Klausman in 4, Shishnaki currently in 3. Kraus, the series leader, forcing himself into 2, and I don't know whether there's enough pace left in the wheels of Shishnaki to get there. There's not. It's going to be a clean run through, and crucially, not too much energy expended for Klemenchek there in a smooth run into our semi-finals.
Well, really, really interesting racing out there. Klemenchek took the win here last year, and you know he loves this course here in Aalen. He was on the front of that for a very, very long time, and this is such a fast start and such a fast finish. Klemenchek and Kraus going through, but that wasn't always the order of the day.
It certainly wasn't, and you could see the moves that were being made out there on course making a difference. The decisions of when you choose to push, where you go, how many more overtaking possibilities are there before the finish, not including that finishing straight where you've got to have the power. Klemenchek, though, away from all of those decisions, just got his foot down off the start, not to be troubled in that lead position.
Well, the quarterfinals from the men's, the qualifications going through to the semis on your screen at the moment. Hauser and Gegenheimer, Perrin, Gagne and Zagar, Lind and Van der Steen, Klemenchek and Kraus. Those are the 8 riders progressing to the semi-finals in the men's competition. Well, up first, the semi-finals in the women's competition before we go to those men's. And this is going to be some really, really tight racing out there. The world champion, GER is here. The current leader in the World Cup Series, Sukapolova, is here. The European champion, Pernica, is here. And you can see those names scattered there amongst those 2 semi-finals. So Tormena, the world champion, goes up against the European champion, Pernica, in the first heat. Pernica just back from the World University Games in China. So Didi de Vries also in that heat, as well as Elena Dahl-Ben. There they are, lined up for the first of our 2 semi-finals. This is going to be really competitive. Dahl-Ben in 1, de Vries in 2, Pernica in 3, and Tormena, the world champion, in 4.
The whistle goes, and the guy at Tormena, the world champion with that number 1 plate on the outside, comes through. You can just see European champion Pernica going through. Didi de Vries being forced into 3rd place, and you can just see Dahl-Ben at the moment in 4th. Looking to move up, though, on the heels of de Vries as the world champion starts to lead this out. The multi-time world champion, Gaia Tormena, looking good. She's had less racing on the mountain bike this season than I think she's ever had in her career. A rider who has raced on the track for Italy. She's races on the road. She's raced the mountain bike. She races XCE. There is no end to her talents, but with such a varied program, is she going to be ring rusty as we go out here? Dahl-Ben at the moment losing ground in 4th place. Tormena at the other end of the race. This race at book ended by Italian riders, but the world champion on the front, and de Vries now with work to do to close down on Pernica. De Vries coming in 5th place in that time trial, 2.5 seconds back on Tormena, and it's showing she's lost the draft on this fast section of race route. If you're on the wheels, if you're hiding behind, you've got a good chance. And Pernica at the moment is doing just that. She's sitting behind the world champion. Those two championship jerseys, the world and European championships, in that order as they drop down. And now it's about being smart for these two riders. Don't expend too much energy. Stay clear of De Vries. De Vries really wants to be in the main finals, but at the moment, with two riders going through from the semi-final to the main finals for first, second, third and fourth, it's looking like Tormena and Pernica have got this down, but this can go wrong in the blink of an eye. De Vries is waiting to pounce. One mistake, one error, one misjudgment, going over a curb edge with a barrier edge, coming around the turn, getting the drop off right can cost you dearly on this course. It is so much about tight margins here, but De Vries now losing more ground as the two leaders open up the throttles. Pernica with a long look back, smart riding. Same again from Tormena. They want to know they're safe. They are. Two champions going through. They're going to be the riders in our main final, battling for that World Cup win.
Oh, the European champion Adela Pernica and the world champion GER Tormena, both riders on form at the moment. And I think that final is going to be absolutely outstanding today. Didi De Vries putting in a great job and a great race for third place. And Elena Dal Ben for Italy doing a great job out there as well. They will go through to the small final, but Tormena and Pernica, well, they go through to the major final. The question is, who are they going to face? The next semi-final will decide.
Nice riding by Didi De Vries. I was just watching and just going over the jump there over the Geiger wave and just coming in. She didn't make any mistakes that I saw. It was just the pace that was missing there, that top end pace that we see. The moving of the bike underneath the riders on their landing, on their takeoff. It's absolutely millimetre perfect. It's just about power.
Well, we are going to hear from GER Tormena, the world champion. We're going to catch her for an interview down in the holding area.
On reaching the final, are you satisfied? Are you happy with your performance so far?
Yes, I'm satisfied. The work I'm doing is paying off, and it will be a very great final. Thank you already to the city of Aalen, because this race is always amazing.
What is so special at Aalen?
The crowd and the obstacles, which are very spectacular.
Could you hear it during the race?
Sorry?
Could you hear the crowd during the race?
Of course I can. I hear more the crowd than my supporters who are giving me advices.
You're the reigning world champion, but it's your first World Cup. Is that a disadvantage?
Yes, it's my first World Cup. The season went like this, but I'm managing different calendars with road racing as well, so I'm happy to be there and I will enjoy this World Cup.
Aalen is hoping that you race against Marion Fromberger, the local hero. Is it a tough race?
Anyway, it is always cool to hear the supporters of Marion, and she's the local hero, of course, and I'm happy about that. It's cool that you have here a local hero.
Good luck for the final.
Thank you.
Well, very quickly away and into recovery for that final, GER Tormena. The community here on the City Mountain Bike for the World Cup Series, absolutely fantastic, and the World Cup racing really, really strong. Now, Leah in 1, Fromberger in 2, Sukopolova in 3, Boissier in 4. Maria Sukopolova currently leading the World Cup standings this year.
So local hero Fromberger up against the former world champion, the World Cup leader, the new up-and-coming Madison Boissier, along with Sina Leah, who could well spring a surprise. She's right in the right place, watching the racing in front, just making sure he's in position. She can't answer that fast start from Sukopolova as Fromberger gets herself onto the wheel. They need to leave enough room to see where they're going, to what they're landing, how much room is there. If there's a little stall in front, they don't want to run straight onto that wheel and then get caught out. We've seen that before. Race too close, in second to first place. And when there's a little mistake in one, it can take 1 and 2 out, and third place can profit, and even fourth. We have seen that so many times on the mountain bike eliminator circuit. Boissier starting to get an old head on young shoulders, making sure she doesn't lose too much ground at this stage, waiting until the moment you can open up the power. Kick down now at the right time, carry the right amount of pace off here. You can see Boissier out of the saddle kicking, looking to close the gap down, but the momentum being taken off that huge drop down by Sukkapalova, and Fromberger is doing the same as we saw from Pernica, sitting in the wheels, not letting the wheel go, making sure she stays out of the wind, in the draft, able to hide and to minimize the energy expenditure. And it gives you that space to run. It gives you that little bit of advantage coming if you need it. But at the moment, it's not looking like they're going to need it. I think a little bit of a mistake just going down there by Fromberger on that little drop down there on the second part of that Geiger wave, just coming down maybe a little bit in the wrong position on the bike. She had to drop really low over the back, and it may well have cost her a little bit of momentum. Again, just pushing off the back of the bike there on that drop down, and it's just not that super perfect technique we would expect from Fromberger, because we know she's there, but I think at the moment she knows she's safe and secure, and what she can't do is relax too much.
Well, sitting on a wheel is tricky because you're not always at the pace you want to be if you were taking it clean, and that may be the challenge. And when we see Fromberger on leash in the final, because it looks as though these two are going to make it through to the qualification for the final. Sukkapalova burying herself to the finish line right now.
So Sukkapalova out of the saddle, kicks down there, burns energy, goes over clear at the front. Fromberger doesn't get out of the saddle. She knows she's got a clean run into the main finals in that second position. She's not worried about the fact she was losing time. It's immaterial. It's all about being smart, not burning energy on the way down. Madison Boissier will be disappointed not to make the main final this time around, but it's been a good year with some great improvement from Madison Boissier. Her starts have really become strong, as you can see here, and I think it was just about that little bit of an elbow, just the right time, that pushed her into third, not second, and maybe what could have been another few watts, another few sessions in getting that power right. She may well come in front of Fromberger, and that could have been a whole different story.
Yeah, and landing the features on this course really key, because if you get the landing wrong, you take the momentum and the pace out of your bike, and it really does slow you down. It's like putting the brakes on. But Sukkapalova and Fromberger going through. Interestingly, the two semi-finals almost identical in terms of their time. So Tormena and Pernica going through from the first semi-final, Sukkapalova and Fromberger qualifying from the second semi-final. Didi de Vries, Dalben and Boissier will make it through to the minor finals to take a look at 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th places today.
Really looking forward to our finals, both the minor and major finals, where we then see that it's almost a reversal of places, isn't it? And we get that close racing, and we see who really, really wants that final spot.
Well, the men's semi-finals up next. That's what is being lined up down in the start pen in Aalen. 29 degrees out there, so it's hot racing in the city today. The first heat, Hauser, Lind, Gegenheimer and Vandenstein. It's going to be a really tough race, that. Kraus, Klemenchek, Zagar and Perrin Gagne. Well, I don't think it really matters which of those two semi-final heats you're in.
There's no easy, no hard round here. They're both absolutely rock hard, as you would expect at a World Cup semi-final, where you've got the best riders in the world battling it out to take away the big points, for taking away the win in those overall standings, and that's going to be key. You know, people are wanting to score big points. The riders lined up and ready here. And remember, Hauser took it to the last chance to get through. Lind is known for his fast starts. Vandenstein on the left there. Could it be his day to get through?
Well, Gegenheimer is P4 with the number 9 board on as they head out once the whistle has gone.
So the whistle blows, Lindy leads them out, and away they go underneath the bridge. They're going to drop out of sight before coming on to this bigger bridge section. Lind with that start power has got to the front. Hauser now this time in second place, and Gegenheimer is going to have to throw something special, but he's up against the rider behind him who wants to come through, and that is going to be Vandenstein. Vandenstein was chucking all sorts of moves in on the way in that quarterfinals. We've seen him in action really being prepared to push. Look at him, he's all over that back wheel of Gegenheimer. He's hovering there, he's waiting to bounce. He looks like he's got more speed and carrying more momentum at the moment, and he's almost having to put the brakes on to run into the back wheel. They're queuing up to have a go. Now, look at this, 3 riders take the B line, go to the left side. It's a smaller drop down. They don't carry as much speed, though, from it. Here, really interesting. They all had the same idea. Let's not take the A line because we want to go and make a move. It's Hauser who did it because he was in second position. He got the chance to run on and to take Lind. He's pushed Lind into the danger zone, who's in second place now as Gegenheimer comes over the top. Hauser in 1, Lind in 2, now up over the wave. Gegenheimer loses a little bit of ground. Can he throw the move in as they come off this? A big VW drop down. They drop down over the ID. Here we go. Hauser clear at the front, and look at this. Lind is in second place. Lind has got problems. He's had a mechanical. I think the gears are all over the shop now. Lind is going to go out. He's lost the drive. It's come off, I think, of the rear sprocket there rather than on the chain ring, and it's left Hauser in front, Van der Steen in 2, and now Gegenheimer can't come through. Whatever moves they were thinking of making, they've been derailed, they've been displaced by the issues for Lind. Lind first to fourth. It leaves the door wide open for Hauser. Hauser goes through, Van der Steen goes through, and it looks like Gegenheimer is going to be disappointed. Lind, well, it's not his day. He didn't get it. He's got that drive rolling, but out of our sight, you could just see he was going backwards onto the bridge.
It was interesting, isn't it? Because when Hauser challenged him, they then came on the drop-off, and he was very heavy on the front wheel of the bike on that drop. And I think that was Hauser putting him under pressure, and how he responded to it. He was then a little bit out of sorts, I think, and then further issues for Lind. Lind races so strongly from the front. Under pressure, it's a little bit different when he ends up, but a mechanical is so not what you want. Hauser putting in a phenomenal performance there to come round Lind, and he is a rider on some serious form.
And Hauser goes round to the front. He's in the right place, second to first, makes the move. He looks behind him. He was looking for Lind to come, and Lind wasn't coming. And Lind having that issue then meant all the rest of the riders were pushed back, as in Van der Steen and Gegenheimer, and that cost them dear. And that is why the riders want to be on the front, get out of trouble as soon as you can.
Well, Van der Steen and Hauser going through from that semi-final. Gegenheimer and Lind will go into the small final for those 5th to 8th positions. Down in the pen lining up right now, we have the second of our 2 semi-finals, and the riders lining up. Tito Perrin-Gagné, the world champion, in 1. Jakub Klemenček, the European champion, in 2. Matic Zagar in 3. Zagar won the last round of the World Cup, and Louis Kraus in 4.
So the World Cup leader out on the right-hand side, then the man who won the last round of the World Cup on the inside, then the European champion, and then the world champion. What a lineup for the second of our semi-finals here in Aalen. Here for the World Cup mountain bike eliminator, and the world champion has been pushed to the back of the queue. He's going to have some serious work to do to bring himself back up to the 4. At the moment, though, you can see Klemenček doing exactly what he did in our quarter-finals, moving to the 4 and accelerating to get the gap. So at the moment, he's opened the gap. Will he hold it as he comes round? He's there, but the gap is down. Kraus starting to accelerate, and now Perrin-Gagné putting the pressure on Zagar, who's in 3rd place. So positions holding. Zagar takes a look on the inside. No way through for him at the moment. What can Perrin-Gagné do? He made the move coming down the drop. He's got 2 places to make. Does that mean he needs to do this twice? We'll find out. Everybody on the A-line, they're not that mass exodus to the left-hand side this time around as they come through. Perrin-Gagné with a lot of work to do here. Is this going to be the world champion in trouble and into the minor final? There's got to be something special found out on the course at Aalen. But for a rider who's so popular here, maybe he's going to find it from the support of the huge crowds. All four riders coming back together as they come down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight through, no problems over the Geiger wave into the right-hand turn. There is an overtaking opportunity on the way in here, but you've got to be brave and you've got to be bold. And at the moment, the gap's opening, and it's opening between 3rd and 4th place between the chaser there, and that is Zagar behind him. You can see it is going to be Perrin Gagne, but what will happen on the front here? Kraus at the moment, the World Cup leader, looking good in two, but now this is where the pressure comes on. Look at that charge coming. Perrin Gagne goes to the left-hand side. He wants the room to run. He built the momentum. He's still holding fourth place. They've got the sprint unleashed. He knows he's not going to do it. The world champ is out. European champion Klemenchik goes through. World Cup leader Kraus goes through. Zagar and Perrin Gagne are going to be fighting out for 5th to 8th in our minor final.
Yes, it was just so close. Zagar and Perrin Gagne going through to the minor final. Klemenchik and Kraus going through to the major final. Wow, what a heat. What action.
It was amazing, wasn't it? It is absolutely brilliant to see as they came over there. I'm absolutely loving the way the positions bounce around here. We would expect Perrin Gagne, when it comes to this straight drag, for so long, he has been the rider who can pull it out. We saw it in the quarterfinals. He couldn't do that here in the semi-finals. Klemenchik, though, can anybody stop him? From the moment that the whistle goes, he's taking the lead. He's absolutely flying. Louis Kraus behind him punches the air in delight with that number 6 plate on as they make their way through. So, as you can see, Hauser and Van der Steen from the first of our semi-finals into that battle for 1st to 4th, along with Jakub Klemenchik and Louis Kraus in the 2nd of our semi-final.
Well, yes, the qualifications to that major final in the men's competition, they are going through in terms of moving Hauser, Van der Steen, Klemenchik and Kraus, but it's the women's small final that is up first. So as we head towards that women's small final, let's just remind ourselves of what we are going to see. Madison Boissier, Didi Le Vries and Elena Dalben are the 3 riders going in that small final for the women's. And then we go through to the small final for the men's. Zagar, Lind, Gegenheimer and the world champion, Titouan Perrin Gagne.
Either of these could be a lineup for the finals, and at the moment I think the riders are going to be thinking about how many points can they salvage, how much do they want to risk as well here today for those minor points further down. So we'll see how those riders can keep on carrying on, as the saying goes, and press the reset button and get themselves back into gear. We will see. Time to press it. I'm going to do it here in the studio. Big reset button pressed because we're going to get ready to go. Aalen is a fantastic home for the mountain bike Eliminator. It puts on an amazing show. We're going to see that again.
We are indeed, and the 3 riders being given the 15 seconds. Didi De Vries' arms are wide. The Dutch rider in the middle of the other 2. Boissier is there. Dalben is there. It's France, the Netherlands and Italy.
So Boissier with that fast start that nearly saw her making the move into our finals at the front of the race, in front of De Vries. De Vries into Dalben in 3 at the moment. And you can see Boissier carrying so much speed. Dalben behind, casing the junk, call a lawyer. That is not what you want to see. That does damage to the bike, and that is how you can either lose a chain or even worse, blow the tyre on the way down. And just as importantly, it scrubs so much speed. And if you lose speed, you've got to expend energy building it up again. Boissier showing she really has come on. It's not all that long ago that Didi De Vries would have out-dragged Stricto, running away up into our finals. But here today in Aalen, out on this race route, Boissier now has the better here of De Vries with the start, and it's pushed De Vries back here as they come in towards the line. You can see the speed. This is a great shot for just how quick our riders are out on course as they come through. Dalben at the moment in 3rd position, taking the right-hand turn here, and at the moment is going to be taking away some good points here from Aalen in that World Cup series. As they go over the top now, has Didi De Vries got anything left? How much does she want these extra points that she will get from coming through by taking the rider in front? As again, that speed around the right-hand turn is carrying speed into that wave jump. We knew it was going to be difficult. It is, and it really does make it hard. You've got to carry the speed here. Get this wrong, you're going to be riding on the roof of the car and not down that down ramp. It's really, really tight here. Oh, look at the problems now. We've got a major problem here for Boissier. Boissier has gone from first to third. Oh my goodness me, Boissier coming up from the side there, just trying to make her way back in, and it's opened the door. Look at this, Dalben now is looking at this going, how on earth did I get here? How did this happen? De Vries is up the front here. She's gone clear at the front. She overtook Boissier. Boissier now in the last spot from first to last. Dalben goes through, and Boissier absolutely dejected behind her, as you would expect. That is not her day, and I think she's come down on that descent on the way down. So it could well be she got that landing just slightly wrong and then she was coming in from that left-hand side there. It may well be that she's just come over that slightly wrong. We will just have to maybe take a little bit of a look back and see where it all went right and where it all went wrong.
Well, Madison Boissier was out front, wasn't she? And Didi de Vries was having a right battle with her. Lap one, everything was fine out there as we went through. It was close racing with de Vries closing the gap down on the second half of lap number one and out onto lap number two. But incidents and accidents out on the course. Everyone is fine, but Didi de Vries comes over the line, and she comes over the line for 5th place today.
Well, Madison Boissier, she did case the jump before. She was carrying less speed, and it may well be that you talked about not taking the correct speed into a jump earlier, Emma. It may well be that was the root cause of the issue there.
Well, the small final for the men lining up the world champion in 1, Tito Perrin-Gagne. He's up against Edward Lind in 2, Matic Zagar in 3, and Simon Gegenheimer P4.
So away they go. Gegenheimer, the former world champion in the black, will have a point to prove on home ground, on home turf. He goes into the lead ahead of Evan Lind. Lind being pushed back into Zagar in 3 in that red and black strip as the world champion comes up alongside him. Wow, look at this. You can see Zagar, this is like deja vu for him. He's got immediately behind him the world champion, looking to prove a point here today as they come up on and around towards this big drop down, and Linda's gone past Gegenheimer. He's used that power to make up one spot, but Gegenheimer now on the inside. I tell you something, the pace has come right off this because they're across the entire course here. They go through in the same order, but that was almost, after you. That was not the
pedestrian.
Well, I don't know. I can't walk that quick. I wish I could. Making the way up over onto the drop down. Now what we're going to see, 1, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. It's not downstairs. It's all about who can walk the walk and who is going to just be left in their in the slipstream. And look at that, Perrin-Gagne. It's like, if you're not going to take this up, I'm going to go. But Lind again powering to the front, and Gegenheimer now in front of Zagar. Zagar on the inside, though, as they come around the left. I tell you something. They are do-si-doing side to side at the moment as they make their way up onto the bridge. And now Lind almost stalling over there. He almost takes so much pace. That looked like almost a deliberate scrub of the pace, bring him back because he knew he could accelerate enough to bring the speed up to go over the wave. None of this carrying momentum. This is really tactical at the moment. Now it's left Zagar and Lind there up on the front. Perrin-Gagne and Gegenheimer are wondering what's going on. There's normally flat out, foot out everywhere, and Lind's tactics there really shaking things up. Is this a new move that we're going to be seeing here? Is it new downstairs in the World Cup being taken to shake things up? Lind now has work to do to make sure that this is going to be his. The sprint is unfolding at the front of this race. They're going so fast as drone can't get it. Zagar versus Lind. Lind takes it on the line. 0.06 of a second as they come in through. Lind in 1, Zagar in 2. Gegenheimer and Perrin-Gagne finish that race together. And I tell you something, Tito and Perrin-Gagne, you have done those stripes proud for so many years. Again, coming through and making it into those minor finals. And you can see Perrin-Gagne, a man who said that this is his last season. This may well be the last time we see Tito and Perrin-Gagne on the side of the race route here, wearing the rainbow bands. It's a track that he knows well. He knows just how much it means to the crowd. What a day here today.
Yeah, absolutely. It really, really is. And Tito and Perrin-Gagne doing a phenomenal job.
Well, you could just see a few words being grabbed there by our in-venue announcer with Tituan Perenganye. I'm surprised Tituan Perenganye, has got the composure to talk after his last race, but also has got the energy to talk. Now, real interesting tactics here. You could just see Lynn just whipping it up there over the wave that time around. He really felt comfortable today and will be ruined the fact he's not in the main finals. They come up on here, you could just see it was a little stall from Lynn. Then he starts to wind the pace back up again. He's right on the heels here of GER, and it came down to the throw here. The power of Lind on that straight, enough to carry him through. GER will be working on his sprint and not getting caught in the last minute as they move through. And I think these two, well, they're going to be working on celebrating an amazing career of Tituan Perenganye when they finish today's racing.
Well, the final is up next and the women's up first as we move through to the latter stages now of the UCI Mountain Bike Eliminator World Cup here in Aalen, Germany. 4 riders lining up in the women's race. They're down in that start pen now, lining up at the adrenaline pumping, everything done that they can do as we go in with Adela Pernica, the European champion. She is in 1. Marion Fromberger, the local rider from Aalen in Germany, in 2. Maria Sukapolova, the current leader in the World Cup standings, in 3. And Gaia Tormena, the world champion, in 4.
It's time to go racing. It's the last of our women's races here in Aalen at this year's Mountain Bike Eliminator World Cup from our venue here in Germany. It's finals time. Pernica, Fromberger, Sukapolova and Tormena as the whistle goes. Who's got the quick start? Tormena wants to lead from the front. She wants to have a clean run. It's going to be tight. Pernica and Fromberger end up battling across, and it leads the way clear for Tormena to go to the front. And this is dangerous for both riders now. Give Tormena a clean run. Give her a race route where she can enjoy herself on the bike, and she's going to open the gap. And at the moment, the World Cup leader, the former world champion, has been pushed back at the back of the race. Great start here from all the riders as they kicked off from the line, and you can see Fromberger now challenging. She comes round on the outside, she puts the power down, moves up into 2. Nice move by Fromberger. She was saving energy. Our former world champion at the back, Sukapolova, has got a good kick. You cannot discount her just because she is in 4 at the moment. Carry the momentum round, put the kick down, and that's happening now. Our world champion leading this out, Gaia Tormena on the front. Local hero, Marion Fromberger. She's got her face on posters around the venue here today. She's one of our key runners. She's right up there, and she's holding position. Fromberger racing as well as I think I've ever seen a race before. She's right on the heels of Tormena. We've seen her pressurize the world champion before. Tormena at the moment is under pressure from Fromberger. Will the world champion make a mistake? Can Fromberger put her under enough pressure? On to our big drop down. This is where you need to have the power, you need the pace to carry it over, and you need the bottle. And look at that, Fromberger was side by side. She was holding the position there. She came alongside the Tormena, and that's what Tormena does not want. And now Fromberger now knows it's going to be down to who's got the power on this straight. Tormena's got a good sprint, but it looks like Fromberger is getting extra power from the crowds here in her hometown. Here they go. It's gone to the top. Sukapolova looking to go around Pernica for a podium place. Fromberger can't match the pace. That is why Gaia Tormena is a multi-time world champion. She takes away the win. It's Fromberger in second place. Sukapolova makes the podium, going around the European champion on the last straight of the women's race.
Oh, that was absolutely to the wire. Marion Fromberger threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at that race, but she just could not match the power of the world champion. Gaia Tormena works for that. Maria Sukapolova and Adela Pernica were never out of it, but it was indeed Sukapolova coming round Pernica for 3rd place today. The top 4 in the time trial, the top 4 made the final. What a final they gave us, and just look how hard the world champion had to work for that.
Well, welcome back to Mountain Bike XCE Aalen Mena. We may not see you as often as we've done before. It doesn't mean we've been stood still whilst you're not here. The pressure now really coming on to the world champion, Marion Fromberger. This is a course that has left her with nightmares before, but she's going to go home after having a great night's sleep. I think after having a great day's race, she pressurized. She didn't panic on the big jumps when she was putting the pressure on to Tormena. Tormena with the speed at the end. Fromberger elated with a great race and a great performance. And my goodness me, I don't think I have seen Gaia Tormena work so hard potentially ever.
Well, can I just tell you, that was 4 seconds faster than the men's small final. That was how fast that women's final was today. They are class riders and racers. Down in the pens for the men's final, we have Janne van der Steen in 1, Jakub Klemenček, the European champion, in 2. In 3, oh, it's Theo Hauser. He's got the #1 plate. He's at the fastest time in the qualification earlier on today, which tells me we have Louis Kraus, P4.
Kraus lined up, ready to take this on, ready to take this out. What will he do here today? We have the 15 seconds to go board going across now. Thank you to our board holder making his way over these straights there. They can go any time in the 15 seconds after that board has gone across on the sound of the whistle. And the whistle goes. This kick is going to be critical here today. Klemenček has led from the front. Hauser wants it. Hauser has muscled his way in there. Oh, my goodness. Kraus did well to keep that upright as they came into the right-hand turn. The real joker in this pack could be Van der Steen, a real unknown entity in terms of racing against these 3 riders. Hauser leading, and you can just see Kraus is not happy to wait here. He's already looking to go up into 2nd position. Will he have made it on the section out of sight? He hasn't. He's been forced back into 3rd place. And Van der Steen now, after the rounds of qualification, the 8th finals, the quarter-finals, the semi-finals, will his legs survive that repeated efforts that you put in lap after lap after lap on this course here in Aalen? It's been an exciting day's racing with the crowds treated to some brilliant rides, some brilliant skills, some thrills and spills, as always, bringing mountain bike into the city, into the heart of Germany, and here to the crowds who are lining the course here in Aalen. The Mountain Bike Eliminator World Cup at the moment being led in the men's final by Theo Hauser. He's on the front. What can the Austrian do now? He's got the European champion closing down. Slovenia coming up behind him. The riders have got to chase here. What will happen? This is tempting for the move to be made. Can Klemenček come round in? What's going to happen? Klemenček now in an unknown territory. He led every single race to this point. He's not leading. He's in 2nd place. Hauser's got a phenomenal kick on him. Behind the battle is going to be 3rd and 4th place, I think, now for Kraus and Van der Steen. They're out of the running. Up onto this back we go. Here we go onto the ramp, both on the right-hand side. Hauser looking round as he ascends. He's looking for the kick coming. Now comes Klemenček. Klemenček on the right. Another kick from Kraus, from Hauser. No way is he coming past. The power of Klemenček. That is what it's all about.
Well, it was almost like Theo Hauser said, come on, Klemenček, side by side, let's take this to the line. And Klemenček just walked through the open door. Theo Hauser, storming ride from the front there, but Jakub Klemenček closing it down.
Absolutely brilliant ride. I tell you, Jakub Klemenček, I think they knew they didn't have the power to keep him back. They knew that in that sprint finish he was going to come. There's just times when you're racing against people, you're side by side, and you know, and I think Hauser just knew. He'd been on the front working all the way around there, and then Klemenček came and he was coming, and Hauser's legs just went, do you know what, this is not happening. I'm not going to hold him off. He didn't battle him in that sort of the putting him in the bars, in the boards, into the barriers. He was a gent about that, and I think it shows you these riders, the respect they have for each other.
Well, the first round of the World Cup, it was exactly the same result. Klemenchek in 1, Hauser in 2. Here in Aalen, Hauser led it out, but Klemenchek took the win. Hauser in 2. Van der Steen comes through for 3rd place today. Great racing from the Belgian rider. Kraus in 4.
So Kraus making the final, but not in the big points at the front of the race. A look across, and you can see Klemenchek there. He was almost toying with Hauser. No problems at all. The power is incredible, and Hauser's just like, there's nothing. What can I do about that? That is just incredible.
Well, it is indeed, and it's going to take away the win in the World Cup today. GER Tormena taking away the win in the women's race as well.
And good to see Matic Zagar there, congratulating his countryman Jakub Klemenchek, and Theo Hauser there with the applause as well.
Well, the results of the women's final, GER Tormena taking the win in 2 minutes 8 seconds, 1.29 of a second ahead of Marion Fromberger, ahead of Sukapolova in 3, and Adela Pernica, the European champion, in 4.
Great racing,
It
absolutely
was.
great. I mean, that if you had that final at any time, in any place, anywhere, that's going to be a great final, and it was today. The fact we were on home turf, I think that just buoyed Marion Fromberger. She's had rounds here in Aalen where she's crashed out. We've had rounds in Aalen where she's been absolutely on it, and now I think it's all coming together. She's using that experience to handle the pressure.
She is indeed, and she's handling the pressure really, really well, and lining up and racing with her head as well as her heart and her legs. Now, we are going to head down and hear from our winners today. We're going to take an interview with both the men's and the women's top spots, and those are the 2 riders we're going to hear from. The first one we're going to hear from is GER Tormena, the women of our women's race today.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, the big winner of today for the 3rd World Cup in Aalen by Women Elites, GER Tormena out of Italy. Gaia, how are you doing? What is going through your head at the moment?
I'm feeling super good. I feel in super shape. And I'm, of course, very, very happy. Most of all, I'm happy to be back in Aalen because this place is magic, the crowd especially. So thank you very much for everyone for coming and cheering, and congrats to the organization.
How is it for you to win like this with thousands of people around all the time over here in Aalen?
It's amazing, and even if most of them are here for Marion, of course, for the local hero, unless it's just about making noise and cheering, it's super, super amazing. It's crazy. I really like to have such a loud cheering crowd.
Next to this victory, what is next for you? What are the main goals for 2026?
My main goal of the 2026 is already gone, and it was the World Championship. So I'm super happy to take back home this jersey. And the season is not over yet. I have a few road races where I want to be there fighting for the top positions. And then, of course, I will compete in other Eliminator Continental Series since I'm leader of the circuit. So, yeah, still big goals coming up.
Once again, congratulations on you. GER Tormena, big winner of today.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Italian Army. Thank you to the Team Torelli. Thank you to my boyfriend, my man. Thank you very much.
Oh, GER Tormena receiving the flowers in the top spot today, mixing mountain biking and road racing throughout her season in 2026. Very, very successfully. GER Tormena in 1, Marion Fromberger in 2, Maria Sukapolova in 3.
Yeah, and the team support there really critical. Tony Orrell and all the team behind the Torelli cycling team back in the world champion in XCE to ride the mountain bike and to ride on the road and to show those skills that she has. What a great podium there. 2 riders who've taken world titles and of course the local hero too.
Well, the World Cup standings for the women, Maria Sukapolova still tops the table with that third place. She has, well, a significant number of points over from Berger there. So you can see a little bit further down, right the way down to the bottom in terms of those points and where they stand. But fabulous to see that Maria Sukapolova still at the top of the World Cup standings.
And Marion Fromberger taking that second position at the moment will have closed a few gaps down.
She will indeed now. Jakub Klemenchek took the win in the men's final. We saw that so close from Theo Hauser, 0.29 of a second. Jani van der Steen comes through for third place. Louis Kraus at 4-4. We're going to hear from Jakub Klemenchek now.
Big winner of today for the men elites, Jakub Klemenchek. It seems like it's a tradition for you to beat all the other riders on the final straightaway by the final lap. The big winner again here in Aalen. Jakub, what is going through your head at the moment?
Everything, a lot of things. I still can't believe what I achieved today. Another victory at the World Cup here in Aalen, at the most amazing horse with the most amazing fans. And I also achieved another overall title, I think. So yeah, amazing feelings, so just happy.
What does that mean for the sports in Slovenia?
I don't know really, because we have Pogačar and Roglic, so yeah, I don't know if they even recognize me, but anyways, I think that they are happy for me, so yeah.
Can you say something in your Slovenian language to everyone watching at home?
Ja, živijo vsem, hvala vsem za podporo, čez celo sezono, hvala za navijanje, hvala za dobre besede. Rad vas imam vse, pa se vidimo, pa gremo na kakšno pijačo. Hvala.
Well-deserved victory. Jakub, thank you for this interview. Cheers, congrats.
Thank you.
Well, Jakub Klemenchek has been really dominant out on the mountain bike Eliminator World Cup, World Championships and European Championships this year. He was dominant in the World Cup Series last year. He takes the win today ahead of Theo Hauser in 2 and Jani van der Steen in 3.
Great running by the European champion, and I did wonder whether he was being pushed back. He was just being out of position from his normal position that we've seen him in the race here. It is a really tricky course to come around on, and yet I think the skill level's gone up. Our rider's able to make position just that little bit better this time around. It really has meant that we've got some great racing.
Well, he is indeed now leading the World Cup standings ahead of Zagar, Hauser, Lind, Gegenheimer, Molnar, Mate, Kraus, Ackham and van der Steen. So Klemenchek doing the double and going back to the top of the table.
Yeah, very good ride by him, and no surprises, the European champion is hot favourite for the overall title.
Well, we're going to leave you with some highlights of today. There was a lot of highlights out there, Matt.
Oh, absolutely loads, including, of course, Titouan Perrin-Gagné in what is going to be his last World Cup. Thank you very much, Titouan, for the memories. It's been amazing, and I think that's, for me, what I'm going to carry forward.
Yes, world champion many times and an absolute advocate for XCE as he moves on with the next stage of his career. And I say that, but he's already out there skills coaching professional pro UCI teams. He's already in the commentary box. You can tune in and hear him on the mountain biking, and a wealth of knowledge. So the highlights from today coming up very shortly.
So, Emma, I have to say, men's race, my highlight was seeing Titouan Perrin-Gagné in his last race. It's great to see the return of Gaia Tormena back to the World Cup scene, and great to see that she'd taken her season's goal with that World Championship title.
Yeah, it is, and great to see Pernica Fromberger and, of course, Maria Sukapolova all on such fabulous form. Mountain Bike Eliminator is really exciting. Well, we always say it, and it's very true. Aalen never disappoints. Great racing today, and congratulations to GER Tormena and Jakub Klemenček for finishing on the top step. For coming up next year on the top of the racing, head over to citymountainbike.com for all the news, all the results, all the information on the next set of elimination races. Until then, enjoy your riding. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.